everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, June 20th through Sunday, June 26th, 2016. One short reminder before we get started is that we're having our One Seed monthly meditation on Saturday, the 25th of June. So this week, Saturday the 25th, we'll be having our second One Seed meditation. We're making this a monthly event now. It will be on the 25th of every month, and it will be at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, please join us. Adjust your time to the time zone you're in and join us in 15 minutes of meditation for peace and love and light and unity for all of humanity and the world. If you want more information on the One Seed meditation, please check out the Facebook page under One Seed Meditation Event. And feel free to message me or to message Regina Moser, who is the co-creator of this event, and we'll be able to answer any questions that you have. So we hope that we can join our hearts together in love on that day. So for this weekly reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Fairy Tarot deck. I thought that this time, instead of using the Angel Tarot cards, I would use the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue. And your special message card for the week is going to be coming from the Goddess Guidance, also by Doreen Virtue. So I've meditated already on the week's energies, and I'm really excited to see what our angels and guides and the fairies have to say for this week, because we're going to be starting out with a full moon in Sagittarius. So let's get started by first showing you the stones of choice before we get into the astrology for the week. Your stones of choice for your special message card are citrine. This is a beautiful citrine point. This is going to vibrate to your solar plexus chakra, your center of power. It's joy, optimism, good luck, abundance, prosperity. And this is about just owning your power and having confidence in yourself to be able to realize whatever it is that you're working on in your life. Your second stone of choice is bloodstone, and bloodstone is a beautiful green stone, and it has little orange or red splotches in it, which is why it's called the bloodstone. But this is great for either physical or emotional healing. The green stone, or the green part of the stone, relates to the heart chakra. It makes me think of Archangel Raphael coming in to help you to heal your emotions. Archangel Raphael, though, also helps you to heal the physical body, and this again is also very good for helping if you have some physical imbalances going on with your health. And again, this is a great stone for being able to merge all aspects of healing. All right, your last stone of choice is candle quartz. Now, this is a quartz crystal, but they call it candle quartz because, let me hold it back from the camera a little bit, it looks like a candle, the way it's kind of tapered down here at the end, and it gets a little wider as we get up towards the point here. But clear quartz is, of course, a magnifier of energy. It intensifies and magnifies whatever intention that you put into it. And another great thing about this candle quartz is that it's really great. I have a pair of these actually, and it's really good for holding on to them and meditating with them as far as your intentions. And I thought, since we have a full moon this week, this would be a great stone to kind of direct whatever your intentions are and to magnify those intentions. So again, your stones of choice are the citrine, the bloodstone, or the candle quartz crystal. So let's get into the astrology for the week. We have on Monday the 20th a full moon at 29 degrees of And it's interesting because that day is full of a lot of astrological things. We also, on that day, have Mercury in Gemini opposing Saturn in Sagittarius. Mercury in Gemini is in a challenging square aspect to Neptune in Pisces. And we have the summer solstice, which is the sun moving into the sign of Cancer. This is the time of year, the summertime here in our part of the world, in the hemisphere that we're in, is going to be a time where you see the greatest growth. If you think about the seasons, the summertime is where we see everything lush and full and green and growing, and it's just in its fullest beauty. So again, a lot of things happening on this full moon day, but the other very important and interesting thing is that the full moon in Sagittarius that we're having is the second full moon in Sagittarius. If you think back on May 21st, we had a full moon in Sagittarius, but it was at 1 degree of Sagittarius. So back on May 21st, at the very beginning of that sign of Sagittarius, we had a full moon. And now we're coming to a time here on June 20th, where we have another full moon in Sagittarius. It's not typical to have 2 full moons in a row in the same sign. And now this is at the last degree of Sagittarius. So since May 21st, when we had that first full moon in Sagittarius, what aspects of Sagittarius have you been working on, whether consciously or unconsciously? And Sagittarius is all about finding your sense of freedom and finding your sense of truth. So if you think over the last month, where have you been trying to find what your own truth is all about? Your own spiritual values, your spiritual truth. This is also about, again, adventure and freedom and optimism and looking at things with a very positive outlook. So this might bring to mind some things over the last month that you've been really focusing on with that Sagittarian kind of energy. And again, with Mercury opposing Saturn in Sagittarius and Mercury squaring Neptune in Pisces, there's really a lot, I think, coming in with messages because Mercury is the messenger planet. So I feel like we're going to get some messages either right before or maybe just after during this week of the full moon that you're going to really want to pay attention to. Again, the sun moving into Cancer. It's going to switch the energy up from that Gemini energy that we've been experiencing over the last month with the sun in Gemini. Now the sun in Cancer is going to become more home and family oriented, more nurturing, more loving, more tuned into the emotions and the feelings and how we feel about things. It's really going to heighten our intuition a little bit. But we're going to become more emotional. And I feel like with Mercury squaring Neptune on that same day too, it's going to be a little bit more emotional, although it can be more psychic as well, tuning into those psychic messages, those internal messages or universal messages. So that day, there's a lot going on. Full moon in Sagittarius, last degree, going to be really important. So again, I'll be curious to see what our angels and guides and the fairies have to say when we start looking at the cards. But as we move on to Wednesday the 22nd, Mercury now is in a challenging square aspect to Jupiter. So here we have Mercury again with these messages. And, Mercury is in Gemini, which is a changeable, mutable, ungrounded kind of energy where we're vacillating back and forth. We can't make a decision. First we think this and then we think that. And it's in this challenging aspect to Jupiter, which is in Virgo, which is interesting too, because Mercury actually rules both Gemini and Virgo. And here it is with Mercury in Gemini, his home sign, squaring Jupiter, which is in Virgo, the other sign of the zodiac that Mercury rules. So Virgo, too, can be a very vacillating kind of sign, very much, it can be self-critical. It can not feel like they're very grounded. There's a lot of anxiety sometimes and ego fears with Virgo energy, although Virgo can be very discerning, and Jupiter in Virgo wants to expand into being more discerning about the next step to take on the path. But again, with Mercury and Gemini squaring it, I feel like we want to take that next step. We want to expand into the next step and know what it is logically. But I feel like we're just maybe not going to get a handle on it, or we're going to be presented with many and various options. All of the possibilities, all of the directions that we could take before settling into something. Okay, we're going to jump ahead to Sunday the 26th. Actually, let me look at Saturday just for a moment. And it's just a quick little thing where the moon is in Pisces, and it's going to be challenging Saturn and Sagittarius and coming up to meet with Neptune in Pisces. And remember, we just had Saturn exactly squaring Neptune in Pisces last week, last Friday. So it's still, it's still definitely there, hanging on there, that Saturn-Neptune square that has been bringing in a lot of kind of surprising or unexpected energies in a way, challenges in some ways. That's that reality versus illusion kind of thing. What's reality and what's illusion? What's real and what's not. And so that energy is still there, and the moon in Pisces is going to just kind of exemplify that energy a little bit more, because moon in Pisces, it's very spiritual place, but it's also a place where you just kind of have to go with the flow because things are just not clear yet. Now, Sunday, I really like Sunday's energy because Jupiter is in a nice positive trine aspect to Pluto. And that's not to say that the rest of the week was, negative in any way. There's just a lot of uncertainties going on with all of the mutable change Virgo and Sagittarius planets going on. But here we have Jupiter, and it is in Virgo, a mutable sign, but it's trining Pluto and Capricorn. So it's almost giving us a little bit of that earthy groundness, because Virgo and Capricorn are both earth signs. And it's expanding us into our power. It's expanding us into that next step. And we may not, again, have total clarity of what the next step is, but somehow there's something growing. There's something forming and expanding in a positive way, because Jupiter is a very benefic or positive type of planet. So I feel like we're ending the week on a very positive and empowering note. So focus on that energy throughout the week as we move towards the end of this month already, if you can believe it or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the cards for the week and see what the message is from our angels and guides. Okay, we start out with Major Arcana number 5, and this is the Unity card in this deck. The message at the bottom says, do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. Now, the Unity card, it's usually about connecting with those of like mind, connecting with other people, friends, acquaintances, or groups that hold similar belief systems and similar ideals. And again, with that Saturn and Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, that very much is about our belief systems. And again, what we should believe or what we shouldn't, or, this group of people believes that, and this other group of people over here believes something different. And again, there's no right or wrong here. There's no judgments here. This is about focusing on respect for everyone, no matter what their belief systems are. But in this case, we want to connect with those people that have kind of a similar belief system as us for support, for maybe guidance, for brainstorming ideas, for just, having a sense of, again, unity, just as this card says. I found it interesting that it says compare traditional versus new approaches. So again, that's that message of kind of exploring all options, exploring all directions or possibilities here. And because this is Major Arcana number 5, if you think about the number 5 from a numerological perspective, again, this is an ungrounded energy, but it's about many opportunities. It's about looking, again, in all directions and kind of it's that aspect of freedom to be able to do so, that aspect of freedom to explore all of these various and different kinds of things or directions or opportunities or information that we may not have even thought about. So I feel like we really need to just expand outside of our box here. And let's go ahead and take a look at the second card to see if there's further information that we can draw upon for that, or if we're going into some other energy here. The Eight of Spring. The Eight of Spring is like the Eight of Fire or the Eight of Wands. And this says, stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. And that really is what the Eight of Fire or the Eight of Wands is all about. It's about things happening really quickly, really fast, coming in from all directions and going out in all directions. So it's kind of like a chaotic energy. And again, I spoke of how we have all this mutable, changeable energy with Sagittarius, with planets that are in Virgo, planets that are in Gemini. It's very ungrounding. So first of all, I want to say you really have to get out into nature and ground yourself. Exercise, anything that will help you to kind of ground your energies. Otherwise, there's so much going on here with all these mutable planets that we're going to, be off in all directions at once and not really know which way is up. So that's first and foremost very important, because it looks like there's going to be a lot happening this week, which I'm not surprised with that full moon in Sagittarius starting out our week. And again, we're still coming off of, just because we had Neptune just slowed down to turn retrograde and Saturn just squared that last week. It doesn't mean that the energy is over with. It just means that the energy crescendoed last week with Saturn square Neptune, and now we're coming off of that wave and we're going to see what unfolds from it. And that unfolding of energy from that aspect, from that transit, can last for quite a while. So we're going to see a lot of things, a lot of changes, according to this card, taking place. A lot of things happening at once, just like it says. Okay, busy, busy, busy. Let's see what the last card is. Interesting. So I kind of didn't expect to see an autumn card, which is like an earth card or pentacles, but this is the Nine of Autumn. And they're telling me, don't forget, we have Jupiter in an earth sign, trining Pluto in an earth sign right at the end of the week. So I feel like there's a progression here. I feel like the Unity card maybe is more for the beginning of the week, where we're gathering with people of like mind. I also feel like this, remember, we have the one seed meditation on the 25th, and although that's Saturday later in the month, I feel like this is also about us coming together with similar hearts and minds and sending that love vibration to the planet and humanity. But here I feel like with the Nine of Autumn, this is more about that Jupiter trining Pluto at the end of the week. Let's read what it says at the bottom. It says, reward yourself for all of your hard work. And it says, being happily and successfully self-employed and cherishing your time alone. Now, one thing that really kind of pops out from this, where it says reward yourself for all your hard work. I feel like you should indeed do that. Every so often we do need to nurture ourselves, reward ourselves for the good that we're doing, for what we're accomplishing. But I think this is the universe. Jupiter trine Pluto at the end of the week to me is something coming in that is beneficial. Jupiter, again, is that planet of blessings, and I feel like the universe is going to be giving you some sort of blessing. So be open to what that might be. It could be anything. It could be career-related, money-related, relationship-related. So just be aware that Jupiter trining Pluto is going to be bringing you something really, really good, some sort of blessing here that's coming in. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I can get from this card. The 9, the fact that we have the 9 of Autumn, the number 9 is the last of the single-digit numbers before we get to the number 10 in the tarot. And then, of course, from the 10, we move on to the court cards. But this is mean we're nearing the ending of something. It's like coming to the end of a cycle regarding something. So again, I feel this is a very good thing. Again, these blessings that are coming in it's again like this reward for all of the patience that you've put in, all of the focus that you've put in, you hanging in there and staying grounded through all of these very interesting times and energies we've had over the last few months. It's like you're getting rewarded for something. So stay in a place of balance and peace and positivity and open yourself up to receive whatever this blessing might be. Now, I did feel like because we have a full moon in Sagittarius this week, I wanted to pull a fourth card. I was kind of guided to do that. So let's see if this card can kind of pull everything together or just give us some sort of added information or message. Okay, we have another spring card. This is the Prince of Spring. And the words at the top, charming, self-confident, passionate, and restless. And at the bottom it says immediate actions you can successfully manage a passionate relationship. Now, first of all, they're showing me here this wonderful little fairy on the back of a rabbit hopping through these through the grass and through the brush there of nature. Now, the Prince of Spring is like the page of fire or the page of wands, which means messages are coming. Again, there's this aspect of messages or information that's coming. And it's coming from, it could come from people too, but the fire suit is really a spiritual energy. So there's messages coming from spirit or from God, universe. And these messages are very energy action oriented. It's like it's asking you to take some sort of action or maneuver some sort of action with things. Now, the fact that this fairy is on a rabbit to me is very significant because I like to deal with animal totems as well. And the rabbit animal totem is about things happening very quickly, just like a rabbit moves very quickly. And the rabbit sometimes will stop, change directions, move again very fast, stop, change directions. And so there's that kind of energy that we mapping and then reevaluating and then moving in another direction or multitasking and doing several things at once. The rabbit is that the rabbit hops, so it makes great leaps, and this is another message from the rabbit, is that you're going to be taking great leaps and making great strides in movement towards your goal. Now, it doesn't necessarily move in a direct fashion, but through this kind of stop, start, go in this direction, stop, start, go in this other direction, you're going to be making great strides towards what it is that you really are passionate about and what it is that you really desire. So this is a wonderful positive message, I feel like, for this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So here we have the Goddess Guidance Oracle. It's getting a little rough looking, I see, but we're going to shuffle them anyway. And I see one sticking up here for citrine. Citrine, people, is Mott with fairness. So she's holding the scales of justice here, and it says this situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So I feel like there might be a particular situation or circumstance that you've been trying to maneuver through. And I feel like they're saying this is a karmic situation. I almost feel like they're saying relationship, yes, but it could not just be romantic relationship they're saying, but also like business, career, family. It could be any kind of relationship. So they're saying that whatever the situation is that's been a challenge that you've been trying to heal or rebalance or work through or change, that it's going to be karmically resolved in the way it's supposed to. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean in the way that you want to, but in the way that it's supposed to. There's a karmic rebalancing going on, and everything is happening according to your best and highest plan for your soul. So they want you to remember that. And, eventually they're saying there is going to be a sense of peace about this, and there's a sense of hope for the future that will come in. Again, even if the situation turns out in the way that you're not necessarily thinking that you want it to be, that eventually there's going to be this sense of hope again as you continue to move forward. But I feel like Lady Justice here is kind of like they're saying they're connecting with your Akashic records to bring about the best circumstances for you to move forward. And in that is how they're going to kind of resolve or rebalance whatever situation or circumstance that it is that you're going through. All right. For those of you that chose the bloodstone, let's Give these another little shuffle for the bloodstone people. All right. Nothing has popped to me yet, so they're saying this one right in front of me. Bloodstone people, I love this card. This is Butterfly Maiden with Transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So one thing that draws my attention is this beautiful fairy, first of all, has wings that are various and different colors. Now, I don't see in her wings, I don't see the red and the orange of the chakras, but I do see the yellow of the solar plexus, the green of the heart, the blue of the throat, and the indigo and the purple of the third eye and the crown. So I feel like you're needing to do some chakra work to assist with this change and transformation that you're going through on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. There's also in this picture a lot of butterflies, and talking about totems with the rabbit, the totem for the butterfly is about new birth. It's the butterfly is like the ace of water in the tarot, which is new love, new birth, new creativity, and this is definitely a very creative card with all of the colors in it. So I feel like this transformation is transforming you right to an emotional level. There's a lot going on for you in this week. Now, it might not all be done this week, but all in this week the same. There's a lot of changes that you're going through on a soul level. Let me see if there's anything else that comes through as I look at this. I feel like there's something about sunshine. I feel like you need to really make sure that you're getting some daily sunlight, not a long period of time, but at least 5 or 10 minutes of sunlight a day is going to help to kind of assist with this transformation process and assist your mood level to be as well. All right, let's go ahead and pull a card for the people that chose the candle quartz. Okay, right away this one sticks up for me. Candle quartz, people, is Sekhmet. Be strong. And it says, you are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Okay, so in this one we have lions. So the lions here to me signify a sense of strength and courage. It's the solar plexus chakra that stands out with this card, your sense of confidence, owning your power, taking your power back in some situation. I feel like there's a situation. Now, whether it's an actual third dimensional situation or circumstance that you need to take your power back from, or they're saying it could also be some sort of past life or this life pattern that's been set up on the subconscious level. Something like, I'm not good enough, or I'm never going to have this, what I want in life. I'm never going to have my dreams become a reality, whatever it might be, that you're taking your power back from this pattern or circumstance. I really feel like they're saying to focus on what strength or gifts or blessings you're gaining from the experiences you're having in your life. Whatever you feel has been or is currently a challenging situation, there's something that you're gaining from it. It's preparing you for the next step. It's preparing you for something new, a new direction. And I'm also drawn to the fact here that the crown chakra seems to stand out, because Sekhmet has this almost like a sun looking emblem right above the crown of her head, and all this purple energy that's kind of flowing out. So I feel like there's something about wisdom, opening up your crown chakra to higher wisdom and higher information. They're saying also calling on Archangel Michael in this situation is going to help to provide you with that strength. And Archangel Michael's colors are often kind of purple or kind of like the bluish purple in color. So something about crown chakra and opening up to higher wisdom, higher knowledge, higher information. All right. I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. I want to thank all of you, each and every one of you, for liking and sharing my videos, commenting on my videos, commenting on my Facebook posts too. If you haven't already joined me on Facebook. You can find me under Colleen Lemma, and also a page called Sacred Soul Empowerment, where I do daily astrological and empowering posts. I would love to see you there and have you connected with me on Facebook. Thank you to all of those who sign up for readings and healing sessions through my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment. And thank you to all of those that have sent in donations. That really helps me to continue doing the weekly and monthly videos and the daily posts on Facebook. So thanks to all of you. I send you all much love and light and many, many angel blessings.